Hey guys, just wanted to make a video about what happens when minions are played to the field in Hearthstone. As you can see, a lot of things happen when you play a minion. Let's go back and take a look at this. Slow it down and see exactly how things transpire. Alright, first thing that happens when you play a minion, the minion's gonna enter play. Very simple, the minion takes a spot on the board and says, "This is mine." That's all that happens. Next thing, any minion effect that says, "Whenever you summon a minion," triggers in order of play. Next thing that happens, the minion's battle cry is going to go off. So in this case, you summon a token. After that, any minion effects that happen after, or any spell effects, will trigger. Very simple. Happens with every minion that has a battle cry or any spell effects. Everything happens in order of play as it says on the card. Doesn't matter if that's a when a minion is summoned or when a spell is fired or what have you. It's going to happen that way. Every minion follows this rule. If you'll notice, Knife Juggler says after a minion, and that's why it's always triggering last. It's also the reason why you can't kill your questing adventure with a minion's battle cry if it's not going to deal 3 damage. Notice here that minions trigger in order of play. The questing adventure triggers after the guardian. Nice and simple. One of the cool things here is this has actually got some people. Core Rager's never going to grow with its battle cry because Starving Buzzard's always going to draw first unless you're completely out of cards. Hobgoblin also follows this with all of its things that you can do with it. All the new cards follow it, all the old cards follow it. It's a set in stone rule. Now, secrets don't follow this same path. Even though they read whenever, they trigger after the minion summons. There are 3 secrets that do this. They are Snipe, Mirror Entity, and Repentance. Every single one of them triggers after the minion's battle cry and after whenever effects trigger. There is also one other thing that triggers on minion summon, and that's Sword of Justice. It is going to trigger after the minion, even though it also reads whenever. So if you play a minion, it'll have to trigger after the battle cry. It also can trigger in order of play with secrets. So that's kind of important. There are 2 minions that don't function this way, that are worded incorrectly. Those minions are Warsong Commander, which triggers after summon, and Ship's Cannon, which also triggers after summon. And again, it's in order of play, same as Knife Juggler and Secrets and Sword of Justice. This is actually kind of a big bug that some people point out because Warsong Commander doesn't give buff to 3 or less minions, or 3 or less attack minions, if they get buffed by their battle cry. What about interactions with spells? Well, it's very simple actually. If the minion reads after you cast a spell, guess what? The effect happens after your spell effect. Really simple. If the minion reads before you cast the spell, or whenever you cast a spell, or whenever you play a card, it's going to happen before the spell effect. And this is also true that it happens in order of play. All minion damage in AoE, or spellcast, or anything that happens, doesn't happen at the same time, it happens in order of play. Even though a persistent effect will always go off, it has to happen in order of play. So quick recap here. Minions enter the battlefield before their battle cry. So the body is going to be on the board. Minion-based effects that trigger on summon will trigger in order of play. Warsong Commander and Ship's Cannon both trigger after minion summoning, despite their card wording saying otherwise. And then Secrets and Weapons always trigger after a minion has been summoned. Thanks for watching, guys. If there's anything that you think I missed, or if there's another problem with Hearthstone you need me to explain to you, just definitely shoot me a comment down below, and I'll see if I can get to it. Thanks for watching, and have fun.